Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to talk about another thing that is very closely connected to blunders, and if you want to avoid blunders you have to do it properly. I mean time management. I will show you how can you manage the time. But before we start, one word, I just want to remind you that you can visit the website stopmakingblunders.mattbobula.com and you can get a free workbook with a lot of exercises that will help you avoid blunders. First of all, you need to know that if you have never had any problems with a time management, with a time during the game, you are a very lucky person. But if you are someone who experienced that, you are aware that it can completely ruin your game. You can be up a queen, but if you lose on time, you get 0 points from the game, right? So you just lose, right? So time is very important part of the game. Of course, you need to know that if you have got a good problem, a good exercise is to, you have to work on tactics. This is one very important thing, that it will help you to think faster. A good thing is to do puzzle rush, right? That you are solving tactics on time. Also, another thing is playing blitz games, that it will help you to think faster and you will get used to being under the time pressure, because a very common thing is that when someone sees that the time is very low, that player is panicking. So you just need to get used to that if you have got 10 or 20 seconds, you can still think clearly. But playing too many blitz games, also you need to know that it's also not good, because you can learn a lot of bad habits and it will ruin your thinking process. But some can also help you. And you just need to know that if it doesn't help, I would really recommend you one method of the time management that I'm using on my own. Let me explain how you can do that. Let me demonstrate it to you on the example of 15 plus 10 rapid game. And of course, you just need to know that those are like my assumptions. So you have to update it. You have to mold it to something that suits you, right? But what in general that method is about? That method is about planning how much time are you going to spend on every move, or every actually 5 moves. I think it's easier. Okay, so you see, let me just explain you how do I do that. So you see, we have got 15 minutes at the beginning, 10 seconds increment. For the beginning, so for the opening that usually I know until move number 15 at least, I'm giving myself 3 minutes. So I just need, after the first 15 moves, I should have on the clock 12 minutes, right? So this is like a pretty fast pace, but I know that I'm not gonna be down on time after the opening. Of course, so you see, if you sum it up, you have got 3 minutes plus 15 multiplied by 10, and you have got another 2.5 minutes. So in total, I can spend 5.5 minutes on the opening. And later, for every next 5 moves, my time on the clock can be down to 2 minutes. So I have got 2 minutes plus, of course, 50 seconds, because 5 multiplied by 10, it's 50. So you see, so after 15 moves, I'm supposed to have 12 minutes. After 20 moves, I'm supposed to have 10 minutes. After 25, 8 minutes, 30, 6 minutes, and so on. And you just need to know one thing, and this is a very important element of that method, that if you are down to 1 minute or 2 minutes, or sometimes even 3 minutes, it's whatever you prefer, you need to know that this is like a buffer that you cannot go below that. So in my case, it's usually 2 minutes. If I see that I have got on the clock 2 minutes, I'm trying to play just using the increment, because it's very important. So you don't have, 15 seconds and you have to play it, very quickly. Of course, it may happen that your time will go below that, but then you know that you have to speed up a little bit to go back to that time. And basically, this is the method. You have to plan how much time you are going to spend on every move. And what you're supposed to do during the game? During the game, you need to monitor your time. So if you see that after 20 moves, you have got 9 minutes, and according to my schedule, I should have 10 minutes, I know that I'm below on the time. And I have got that information earlier. You know, if after 30 minutes that I'm supposed to have 6 minutes, I have got 9 minutes on the clock as well, I know that I'm way ahead with my time that I planned before the game. And you can have that information that you have got time troubles before you are down to 1 minute and you have to play some random moves that can lead into a blunder. So you just need to monitor your time during the game, and then you know, should you speed up or you have got more time to think. And of course, it may sound very theoretical, but if you practice that, you know, couple of times, you will just get used to that, right? If you find the right pace that you want to play with, you will get used to that, and you will see after 20 moves, you have got, you know, 6 minutes, you know that you are 4 minutes below the schedule. And this is the method that actually helped me to avoid any time troubles. There is also another very important thing that you need to know, and another important hint that I just want to give you here. And it's that you also cannot play too quickly. It's not a good idea to play automatic moves, because first of all, you may miss something. And second thing, you know, if you have got the time, you just need to use it, right? So there is a reason why classical games they are played at a much higher level rather than bullet games, right? So if you have got 90 minutes, you will play, your game quality will be much higher than when you have got only 1 minute, because you just need to use your time. There is also, so because automatic moves, as I told you, can lead into blunders, but also it's very important to keep focus. And if you observe grandmasters, very often, if they are playing even rapid games, they are not playing first moves in 1 second, right? Of course, every player knows that what's gonna, every good player knows what's gonna be his first move or second move or fifth move even. But you need to know that even if they know what will they do, they still wanna spend couple seconds thinking and trying to concentrate. So this is also very important thing. Do not play also too quickly. And here we go into the second hint that is also very important. And I know that it may sound a little bit controversial, but I truly believe that this is true. If your opponent has got 10 minutes, you have got 5 minutes. That doesn't mean that you are in trouble. Of course, opponent has got more time, but that doesn't mean that it's something bad. You just need to focus on your time. And if those 5 minutes are enough for you to finish the game, if this is something that you planned, you're on the schedule, don't be afraid. Because many people is afraid, okay, my opponent has got 30 minutes, I have got 15 minutes. If you follow your plan and that 15 minutes is absolutely enough, then everything is fine. You can start to be worried if you are down on your schedule on something that you planned before the game. Of course, the best thing that you can do to avoid time troubles in the future is to use the method that I explained earlier, and try to put it into the practice. You'll do it, 10 times, 20 times. It will be better and better. You will start to learn how can you monitor your time, and you will not make that many blunders because of the time troubles. But there is also another exercise that can help you, and that exercise are compositions. And you just need to know that compositions, this is like a special puzzle that you're supposed to do one specific task. The most popular one is you have to checkmate in exactly 2 moves. And you need to know that in the workbook that I prepared for you, of course, you will find also a couple compositions. There are also a lot of books with chess compositions. There are different types of compositions, checkmates in 2 moves, in 3 moves, and many versions more. But here I just want to show you checkmate in 2 moves. And you need to know that there are couple important things at the beginning. There is usually only one solution. that is correct. The only one way how you can checkmate in 2 moves. Another thing that you need to know, that first move is usually not check nor capture, because that would be too easy. And how can you use compositions for the working on the managing your time? You take you take your stopwatch, you set up, for example, it for 5 minutes, and you are trying to solve the composition. In composition, it's very important to calculate. You cannot waste your time. You really have to focus on finding checkmate in 2 moves. So let me just solve this one. You can see that white has got the advantage, but there is only one way how white can checkmate in 2 moves. And usually, how am I doing that composition? You have to just calculate every possibility until you find the right solution. Very often solutions are very surprising. Let's start with the pawn. Pawn captures h7, then bishop escapes somewhere, and no way white can checkmate, so that means that this is not the solution. In case king goes to e8 or e7, it's a similar story. It's, or it's enough for black to play h6, there is no checkmate. So by the elimination, we know that it has to be moved with the rook. In case we move the rook somewhere here, you just need to know that black will just play h6, and we cannot checkmate opponent's king in 2 moves. So it has to be rook move on the h file. After this move h6, and unfortunately there is no checkmate, rook h3, h6, same story, same with rook h4, rook h5. But if you see, so by elimination, you can see that after rook h6 is the only move that left. And after rook h6, let's take a look what black can play. Because in case black moves that bishop somewhere, let's say bishop goes there, rook captures h7, and this is of course a checkmate. And of course we have to consider pawn takes here, but white has got g7, and this is the solution. So you see, this is the exercise that will help you to be more disciplined when thinking, and you can just set up a stopwatch and you have try to find this solution, let's say in 5 minutes. But for those 5 minutes, try to calculate it really hard way. Hope now you understand better how to manage your time during the game. If you learned something from the video, please subscribe my channel, thumb up, and I will also really appreciate if you leave any comment. And also do not forget to check link that is below the video, and you can get a free workbook with a lot of exercises. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time.